The first preseason game is in the books for the Green Bay Packers, losing 30-10 to the New York Jets. I'm Dominique Yates. I'm joined by longtime columnist Pete Doherty. Even though it's a preseason game, not all the starters played, and it doesn't account for anything throughout the season. If you talk to head coach Matt LaFleur, some of the players in the locker room, they were less than happy about just overall this performance. Seemed like just a lot of mistakes and just very sloppy football. What were your takeaways?
Yeah, sounds like he probably got after him both at halftime and after the game, because when he came in the post-game press conference, I mean, he used the word, I don't know if he used the word embarrassed. One of the players I know in the locker room did. 3 months from now, we're not going to say, oh, God, remember that preseason opener? Oh, man. But it was really poor. You put the number ones out there. They're out there for 2 series. You're thinking they should at least get it in the end zone on one of them, or at least score something. They didn't score on either possession, so it was that was a really bad start, and just not a lot of juice on either. No big plays on either side of the ball, except for finally in I think it was late third quarter, Mar Johnson had the long touchdown run. But other than that, it was a really ho-hum performance. I'm sure going through the tape, there'll be individuals to watch. Guys who, working in the trenches did their jobs, maybe guys in coverage who did their jobs, but there just wasn't a lot of playmaking.
As far as some of just the young guys that were kind of on this field for that first time, Baron Terrell had some moments. He was kind of active out there. Matthew Golden was able to get a catch and forced a pass interference on Sauce Gardner, who was a very good player. So, what did you see from a few of those young guys like Golden? Any early impressions, even though they didn't play a whole lot in the game?
Yeah, Golden didn't play much, but he, kind of looked like it has in practice. They got a couple targets. I can't tell you overall how Isaiah Simmons did, but it looked like he missed a couple tackles, which I'm guessing is one of the issues why he's on his third team now. Big, talented guy. So that's a couple guys who jumped out. Monk had a rough night. 3 holding penalties, and I think he gave up a sack also, I think. Sean Ryan, when they moved him to center with the 2s, he gave up the sack that ended up being the strip sack for the touchdown. Those are some of the plays that jump out at you. I thought Stackhouse, just a couple times when I watched him on the defensive line, thought he looked pretty good. They had that 4th and 1 stop, and the run was designed to go right at him, and he got a little penetration and held his spot, and they had to cut back the run, and then they stuffed him from there. So it seems like he might have done okay and helped his case for making it on the roster and getting in the rotation as a run stopper. Eric Bronchick and I will be doing our film review that'll post Monday morning, so there'll hopefully be a lot more details about how some of these guys did once you get a chance to rewatch the game and watch individual players.
Yeah, that'll be a big thing that we'll be keeping an eye on for the next couple of days. Just kind of an immediate reaction to this 30-10 loss for the Packers against the New York Jets here in Lambeau Field. Next week, heading to Indianapolis to take on the Colts in another preseason game. We'll also have a joint practice that week as well. So it'll also be interesting to see, if they'll continually play starters this following week and beyond. But my guess is that, and according to LaFleur, they'll probably be done with the starters the rest of preseason.
Yeah, it sure sounded like it. I asked Jordan Morgan right at the end there, do you get more out of a preseason game or joint practice? And the gist of his answer was joint practice, because the defenses are doing what they do in real games, where this was a lot more vanilla.
Yeah, so next week off to Indy. So thank you all for checking out this video. For Pete Doherty, I'm Dominique Yates.